I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine here at the Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo. And as you can see and hear in the background, we have quite a crowd here for the 2011 Hurricane Expo. Today we're going to be handing out a hurricane kit that is worth about $25. It's a 20-plus piece kit that we'll be handing out to the first 500 families that visit the Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo today. And so far we're off to a great start, and next we'll check in with some of the vendors to get their thoughts. We're talking with Pat Gillespie with Pro Roofing and Siding, one of the participants in the Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo. How you doing, Pat?
We're doing fine this morning, thank you.
What do you think of the Hurricane Expo so far?
Oh, it's fantastic. We're going to do a great turnout with this. A lot of people are interested in what we have for them, so it's very good.
What are you handing out for the free 500 hurricane kits today?
Well, we have the waterproof matches, which is a real need in any hurricane. This morning we found out in North Carolina they all lost power. You've got to have a way to light that candle.
There you go. Okay. Pat Gillespie with Pro Roofing and Siding, participating in the Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo. Thanks, Pat.
You're welcome.
Okay, now we're talking with Ron Scappa with 3M, one of the participants in the 2011 Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo. How you doing, Ron?
Good. How you guys doing?
What do you think of the expo so far today?
So far, we're doing very well. It's very busy. A lot of people here. It's great.
And what kind of message are you telling the homeowners?
That 3M sells a hurricane impact protection system that can cover your home passively 365 days a year.
And you seem to be elevated.
Yes, I'm on a trampoline made out of our hurricane protection film as we speak.
Terrific. Thanks, Ron.
Take care. Thank you.
Okay, now we're talking with Billy Silcox with CT Lowndes and Company Insurance. How you doing, Billy?
I'm doing great, thank you.
CT Lowndes is one of the participants in the 2011 Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo. What do you think of the Hurricane Expo so far?
Awesome so far. It couldn't have been better timing. You know, got everybody thinking about a hurricane.
And obviously, you're talking to homeowners about their insurance needs. What kinds of questions are they asking you?
Well, recently the biggest question is, did I pay my bill? And if they didn't have insurance, can I get it now? And unfortunately, a lot of times they can't get it until the storm passes. But that's the biggest question.
Right, and you're referring to Hurricane Irene, and some people call the days leading up to a potential impact and want to buy insurance.
Absolutely, they just didn't have it, and then it makes them start thinking about it. And mainly the ones who are like tenants, are renting an apartment, and they don't have contents coverage. If they have a home and have a mortgage, they probably have insurance, but the rest of them start squirming a little bit. Right.
And now what item for the 500 free hurricane kits is CT Lowndes handing out today?
We have a really neat little emergency kit that has a toothbrush and a razor blade and some sanitizing wipes and stuff like that.
An overnight toiletry kit.
That's what they call it. It's pretty cool. That's fancy words, but yes, that's what it is.
Terrific. Okay, Billy Silcox with CT Lowndes Insurance at the 2011 Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo. Thanks, Billy.
Thank you very much for your time. We enjoy being here.
We're talking with Kevin Sheely with Allstate Insurance. How you doing, Kevin?
Doing great, Tim.
You are participating in the 2011 Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo. What do you think of the expo so far?
Well, it's been real good. There's been people with a lot of questions about insurance, and it's been very, very good to be able to relay some information over.
And they're asking questions about.
Well, they're asking questions about insurance, about the different types of insurance, about deductibles, about what to do, who to call, where to go, those type of questions. Had this been a major hurricane that came in and hit Charleston area.
And what item are you handing out today in the hurricane kits?
Well, we've got a little whistle keychain, and it has a little light on it, but a little whistle just in case there's an emergency, you need to get a hold of somebody, so you need to get their attention.
And it's even got a compass.
Yeah, it has a little compass, a whistle, and a light. So.
Okay. Kevin Sheely with Allstate Insurance. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Tim.
We've got Rob Fowler. He's taking some shots with his iPhone. WCBD has multiple platforms where they promote their Storm Team 2 department, news department, and I see him snapping lots of pictures of the crowd here for the Hurricane Expo. Talking with Josh Marthers, meteorologist with Storm Team 2. How you doing, Josh?
After a long week, I'm doing fine.
You're referring to Hurricane Irene, which we barely missed, right?
Barely missed it. Almost put a damper on all of this today. But, you know, storm moved well to our east. It's now impacting North Carolina, and we're waiting to see what it does in the northeast. It's going to be a pretty bad storm, we think.
Great. Josh, what do you think of the Hurricane Expo?
I think this is a great thing. I've been here now for 4 years. This is my 4th expo, and it's such a great time for us to get engaged with the community. The community come in and ask us questions that they don't have the opportunity to ask any other time of the year, and it's not every day that you have 3 meteorologists here in the building that can give you one-on-one attention to talk to you about how to prepare for a storm, what to look for in storms, if something's strengthening, what does it mean? You know, just questions like that. It's a great community event. And then all the vendors you have in here are great. They give out great supplies, and it's just a really good event, Tim. You guys do a great job.
Well, thank you. Josh Marthers with Storm Team 2. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Tim. It's good to see you, man.
You too.
Thanks a lot.
I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design magazine, and we also organize the Custom Home and Remodel Show and the Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo here at Gilead Auditorium. And today we have a special guest, Kathy Haynes, Chief of Operations with Charleston County Emergency Management Department. And you've probably been seeing a lot of Kathy over the past few days as she's been doing updates on Hurricane Irene. And we invited Kathy here today so that she could help us evaluate the hurricane kits that we'll be giving away on Saturday during our Hurricane Expo here at Gilead Auditorium. And on Saturday between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. we'll be handing out 500 free hurricane kits to the first 500 families that come to the Hurricane Expo. And the Hurricane Expo takes place in conjunction with the Custom Home and Remodel Show. And just to give you a little bit of background, this is our 7th year holding the Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo. And in previous years, what we tried to do was sort of create an environment where homeowners could put themselves in the shoes of someone who maybe was experiencing a hurricane. And so for the first couple of years that we did our Hurricane Expo, we invited Dr. Scott Schiff from Clemson University, and he brought down his air cannon, and we did missile impact tests here at Gilead Auditorium, shooting 2x4s, missile projectiles out of that air cannon at unprotected windows to demonstrate what can happen when flying projectiles take place during a hurricane force winds and smash windows and so forth. In previous Hurricane Expos, we also had a hurricane simulator here at Gilead Auditorium, and that was in conjunction with the Charleston City Police Department. They brought down their airboat, and we strapped members of the media behind that airboat so they could feel what hurricane force winds actually feel like, and that if you can picture what an airboat looks like, that gigantic propeller, it's the size of an airplane propeller, produces 140 plus mile-per-hour winds, and it was very dramatic to be behind that airboat and feel those hurricane force winds. And anybody who did experience that said, there's no way I would stay. I would always evacuate if the order went out for that. There's no way I would stay for a hurricane. But 3 years ago, we started giving away free hurricane kits to the public, and part of that was just from everything that you would hear in the media as hurricane season approached, that you must be prepared, you need to get a hurricane kit, and most people just never take the time to do that. And so what we wanted to do was give them a hurricane kit, whether, we don't consider this to be a complete kit, but more of a starter kit, but it is a valuable kit, and it was a huge hit. every Saturday since then, we've had a line out the door for people who want those 500 free hurricane kits. And so that's what we're planning to do this Saturday. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. is when the Custom Home and Remodel Show Hurricane Expo takes place, and we'll be handing out free hurricane kits to the first 500 families that visit the Hurricane Expo. And Kathy, do you think you can take a moment and just talk about the importance of being prepared and having a hurricane kit?
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me here for this. As he said, you've probably seen me a couple of times on TV this week, and I cannot say enough of how important it is to be prepared for any type of a disaster. Hurricanes this time of year is probably the most prominent type of disaster, but if you are prepared for one, you're prepared for them all. Ways to be prepared is, as you've heard Tim mention, the emergency supply kit, hurricane kit. Also having a disaster plan, a family disaster plan that describes what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, and where you're going when you have to leave. So these are the things that I hope people are doing. If they haven't started doing it, I hope they're doing it now, because Irene was an eye-opener for us all. Less than 48 hours ago, Irene was not looking very good for the Charleston County or South Carolina coast. So it hasn't been that long ago that we were right almost in the bullseye. So it is very, very important to be prepared and have that plan and have that supply kit on hand at all times.
Right, and what I'll do right now is just kind of take each item out of the kit and let Kathy maybe evaluate the obvious needs for some of these items. And anchoring the kit, probably the most valuable item in here is an ever-ready floating lantern that the folks with Energizer have donated to us. We have 500 of these, and they're about a $5.99 value. I was at Lowe's earlier this week and saw them on sale there. So it's a flashlight with batteries. And Kathy, any comments on?
Well, that is always flashlight is always a good thing, because a lot of times we lose power during any type of disaster. It also is very important to have extra batteries, not only for your flashlight, but for a battery-operated type radio, a portable transistor type radio, because when the power is out, you're not going to have your stereo, you're not going to probably have even your FM channels, but you will be able to listen to the radio to get update information as to what the situation is at hand at that time, to help you decide on what you're going to need to do next.
And you may not have power after the storm passes either.
Exactly.
So it's good to have that.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a pair of brown jersey work gloves, and obviously in the aftermath of a weather event, you're going to need to be cleaning up and so forth. And Kathy, any comments?
The gloves, even the dust mask, any type of personal protective equipment, gear that you can have, even maybe safety glasses, is always good after, especially in the recovery when you're going back in your home and trying to clean things up and recover from what has happened.
We've also got glow sticks that we're going to be giving away, 500 free glow sticks. And sometimes kids, you see them at festivals and so forth, but they really do light up a room, and if that power goes out, obviously you might have some panicked children, and this is a good option. Usually lasts about 18 to 24 hours.
That's another option for lighting, like your flashlight and your batteries. Yeah, that's a very good option.
We're giving away some emergency rain ponchos.
Mm-hmm. That was always needed, because a lot of times, even after or during the storm and even after we have rain, it's a good way to protect yourselves, and you can even use it to protect some small items that you want to waterproof.
We're also giving away some of these manual can openers, and most people have an electric can opener at home, and that you're going to be eating a lot of canned goods in the aftermath, and that electric can opener is not going to be able to operate, right?
That's correct. A lot of people, we're all creatures of technology, if you will, and you'd be surprised how many people do not have a manual can opener. They have the electric can opener, and they depend on that daily for food, what have you. I personally, I don't even own an electric can opener. I have about 2 or 3, if I remember correct, manual type can openers in my house.
Right. We're also giving away some combination. This is a combination signaling whistle. It's got a compass on here and also an LED light, which again, don't you usually recommend one flashlight per person in the family?
Yes, that's usually a good rule of thumb, is one flashlight per person. But where this whistle is really going to be would be a benefit if for some reason you got trapped in your home and you couldn't get out. And after the storm has passed and the rescuers are going around looking and searching buildings and so on, you could signal. If you can blow that whistle, then they will find you and hopefully be able to get to you as soon as they can.
Exactly. We're also going to be giving away a weekly medication pill organizer, and if you're going to be evacuating, it's important to make sure to bring your medications with you, and this should help people stay organized with that.
That's a good idea too. Not in addition to your medications, you also want to bring anything like if you have wear prescription glasses or contacts, you might want to put an extra pair in your kit. You may even want to put some money in there, stash some money in there, because when the power goes out, those little plastic cards that we use all the time just to go pay for something or to buy or get some money out of a machine is not going to work. So you may want to even put some cash in there or stash some cash somewhere to have for your kit.
We're also giving away some overnight toiletry kits, which include a razor, toothbrush, comb, soap, toothpaste, and shave cream, a couple of other items in that, and that's good, obviously, if you're going to be evacuating. Right. Hygiene does a lot for people's mental attitudes. If they can just brush their teeth and wash their face, they can handle, they feel a whole lot better, and they feel that lifts their spirits. So personal hygiene is a very important items to have in your kit too. The folks at CVS have donated some of these first aid kits, which for light cuts and bruises and things like that will come in handy. What do you recommend? Yeah, any type of like you said, medical or first aid kit is a good thing to have, because undoubtedly we're going to get hurt, we're going to injure ourselves, we're going to cut ourselves, and in the recovery and the cleanup process. So it's good to have some type of first aid kit, because the first responders that typically come to your aid when you have a medical problem may not be readily available immediately after the storm. So you really need to be prepared, and that's one reason why it's important to have this kit. It's because you are typically going to have to take care of yourself for 72 hours or longer. So you need to have it's important to have a supply kit. Thinking back to Hugo, you remember a lot of Coleman stoves. People were cooking on Coleman stoves, and waterproof matches, just a handy item to have. That's correct. Yep. You're probably going to be getting wet. There's going to be some kind of water damage going on. Candles is not a good thing. I know it used to be candles instead of flat is what everybody said. Make sure you have extra candles. Candles is not a good thing to have in your supply kit. It's the battery, it's the flashlights and the battery. Candles are very hazardous, especially if you have small children. You can knock them over, and what the storm didn't tear up, the fire could. Hand sanitizer. You may not have a readily available source of clean water to wash your hands and so forth, and so having hand sanitizer on hand to keep clean. And that goes right back to the personal hygiene. We're also giving away a pair of dust masks in each kit. Why are those important, Kathy? Well, because again, you're cleaning up your home, and it may have gotten flooded, and we all know in the South with the humidity and something gets wet, that's a breeding ground for mold and stuff. So it's just a good way to protect your airway when you're breathing when you're out cleaning up. You might be looking for some personal items in a house and kicking up a lot of dust and so forth. Correct. That's correct. Speaking of that, latex gloves, surgical gloves. We're including a pair of surgical gloves in each kit, and again, that goes back to the hygiene that you. The hygiene, and also even with the assist with the medical, the first aid type stuff you may have to do. lip balm. Everybody could use some lip balm.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be out in the sun after a hurricane, you're going to need sunblock and lip balm to make sure that that you stay more comfortable.
And that's true. Add the lip balm and the sunscreen. I recommend the sunscreen also be a part of your kit.
The folks from the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources have donated these signaling whistles, and I guess it doesn't hurt to have more than one signaling whistle in a kit.
It never hurts to have multiple of the same item.
And I think back to Katrina and those people that were on the rooftops trying to get the attention of the U.S. Coast Guard, and we touched on that, but obviously a signaling whistle would come in very handy for that. Contractor garbage bags. There's going to be a lot of cleanup going on, and so these are the heavy-duty 55-gallon contractor garbage bags that you can put various debris with sharp edges and so forth without it breaking.
That's good, because you don't want to, again, you want to safeguard from as much as you can.
And then finally an evacuation map.
That's right.
Which is obviously very important, and we want to make sure that you know the routes that you should be taking.
Exactly. That's probably one of the most important things you can have in your kit, because if you are going to evacuate, not only do you want to take your kit with you, but you want to, again, like Tim said, you want to know which way to go and that type of stuff. And I strongly recommend, when there's no storm out there or at any time, or take a Sunday afternoon ride with your family, follow the evacuation routes for the area that you live in, mark it on your map, so therefore you'll be ready and have that in your vehicle or in your kit, so when you go, you'll have it already mapped out.
And when you add up the value of each one of these items, it comes to about $25 per kit, including the reusable grocery bag that Publix has donated, and it's pretty substantial. This is about half full, this kit, and what would you say? Would you say this is a decent starter kit?
Yes, this is a very good starter kit. You could just think about it and add other things to it that you, as you just think about what you may need during a disaster, if you have to evacuate, or if you don't have to evacuate when you come back. Just think about those kind of things now when the stress level is real low. You're not worried about storm happening, coming up or anything like that. Do that now. Now is the time to be prepared and get prepared and think about what you're going to do, and again, how you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, and when you're going to do it.
And we hope people will take one of the free kits and bring it home, put it in a closet, and hopefully not have to ever take it out in case there is a reason to. But at least they have something there that they can start with.
That's correct. It's better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it.
That's true. That's true. I guess at this point we'll open it up for any questions.
How long does it usually take to get 500 people in the door here on a Saturday?
We usually, the kits are usually gone by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The Hurricane Expo takes place from 10 to 5, though. And the way that the Hurricane Expo works is it's sort of like trick-or-treating. We give people an empty reusable grocery bag at the start of the Hurricane Expo, and then they visit various tables to pick up each one of these items. And our thinking behind this has been we want to educate the public, and if someone gives you something of value, you might feel a little bit of an obligation to maybe hear what they have to say about becoming more prepared. And so that was the thought. Rather than just hand them a full kit and send them on their way, we have various local, state, and federal emergency preparedness organizations, as well as local companies that can help beef up your home and make your home stronger for hurricane force winds. And when you visit one of those tables, they're going to give you one of the items, and then maybe give you a 15-second message about maybe what you should do. Are you sure you have all of your insurance needs taken care of? Oh gosh, I don't know that. So that was the thinking, was if you I've been to different hurricane expos in the past, and they're usually ghost towns. People just don't like to be educated, and so this is kind of our way of tricking them into educating them. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but we're giving them something of value, and so they're feeling obliged to listen to a short message, and hopefully they'll walk away not only with a valuable hurricane kit, but also with some information about what they need to do to be better prepared. That's right. There's free admission on Friday for the Custom Home and Remodel Show from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, show hours on Saturday are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. There is an admission charge of $7, and there's $1 off coupons in the Post and Courier and at customhomeandremodelshow.com. We've got a full press kit here we can give you folks, and if you have any other questions you'd like to ask, we'll be here for a little while longer. So thank you very much for coming out.